Hi, my name is Gates Marshall. I was given the opportunity to participate in plant recovery research that has been ongoing for the last 45 years in the upland old growth forest surrounding Mount St. Helens. That research was focused mainly on recovery from the volcanic eruption as a disturbance. While I performed my duties related to that research, it occurred to me that in those old growth systems, the plant communities there were 45 years or are 45 years post major volcanic disturbance, but are also experiencing ongoing disturbance. In those old growth systems, like all old growth systems, large amounts of down woody debris are a hallmark of what we call an old growth system, because we have large old trees allowed to die and decay in place. It occurred to me while I was doing my plot work that they are a type of burial disturbance that has a regularity in that system, whereas burial by volcanic debris is a punctuated type of disturbance in that system. Mainly Mount St. Helens has erupted in the 1400s, in the 1800s, and then most recently in 1980. The ongoing disturbance of woody debris burial seems as if it would have the ability to shape understory plant communities via selection pressure in a way that could influence how those communities respond to catastrophic burial by volcanic debris. So I took the data that had been collected to add to the 45-year data set looking at the Mount St. Helens eruption and began exploring my own question about recovery and disturbance relating to woody debris. So I have percent cover information that we collected relating to the understory plant communities, but I also have percent cover information relating to the woody debris. When I looked at the overall plant community, I could already see an emergent life history strategy in that 89% of that community is clonal. It has the ability to reproduce asexually. It is not totally seed dependent in its reproduction. So it's already a large proportion of the overall understory plant community. That's not surprising in an understory system where light is limiting and is a challenge for totally seed dependent plants. But I then wanted to look at clonality and non-clonal plants and the way that they respond to burial by woody debris. When I looked at the change in woody debris from 2020 to 2025, I found that 14 of the 16 species I was looking at did not have a significant negative reaction to burial by woody debris. Those kind of findings are interesting because I think that all species are going to prefer not being buried. However, the species that can persist after burial are those that I'm most interested in a disturbance recovery and resiliency framework. The fact that most of the responses clustered near zero showed me that there was sort of a neutral response to burial. This is especially interesting to me in that these permanent plots that I was working in the upland old growth forest have been monitored for 45 years in terms of their response to burial by volcanic debris. But looking at continuous burial by woody debris points me toward a question about whether or not woody debris burial primed that community for response to tephra burial. Thank you.